JBNN keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Hi guys, please remember to like, subscribe and share the video. And in the news, man charged following discovery of woman's body in Monique sent on. The Senton police have charged the man who was taken into custody in relation to the discovery of woman's body in Monique sent on Friday, June 16. Charged with murder is 20-year-old Jerry Edwards, a landscaper foreman hailed in Monique in the parish. The deceased has been identified as 48-year-old Novely Chambers, otherwise called Mitzi, unemployed, of Clapham, Monique. Reports from the Monique police are that about 2 a.m. an argument developed between Chambers and Edwards after a failed business transaction. A few hours later, Chambers' body was discovered with what appeared to be a wound to the head. The police were alerted. She was taken to hospital where she was pronounced dead. An investigation was launched and Edwards was arrested and taken into custody later that day. He was subsequently charged on Thursday, June 22, after confessing to fatally wounding Chambers. His court date is being finalized. 26-year-old shot and killed at party in Westmoreland. A Westmoreland man was shot and killed by an unknown assailant at a party in Broughton, Westmoreland on Thursday night. The deceased has been identified as 26-year-old Odin Brooks, otherwise called Cruz, from the community. Reports from the Savlamore police are that about 7:20 p.m. Brooks was at a party when he was pounced upon by a lone gunman who opened fire at him. The lawmen were summoned, and upon their arrival, Brooks was seen with gunshot wounds to the head and upper body. He was assisted to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Investigations into the killing are ongoing. Businessman shot dead, sister injured during gun attack in Westmoreland. A man was shot dead and his sister injured at his business establishment in Big Bridge, Westmoreland on Thursday afternoon as the parish continues to bleed despite the declaration of a state of public emergency, SOE. The deceased has been identified as 29-year-old Romaro Dillon, otherwise called Two-Face, of Fullersfield in Grange Hill. Reports are that Dillon, who operated a restaurant and bar, was inside his business place with his sister when they were pounced upon by men traveling in a Toyota Mark X motor car. The men reportedly alighted from the vehicle and opened gunfire, hitting him and his sister several times. The police were alerted and the victims taken to hospital where Dillon was pronounced dead. The woman was admitted for treatment. SOEs are now in effect for the parishes of St. James. SOEs are now in effect for the parishes of St. James and Westmoreland. The SOEs, which commenced at 12:01 a.m. on Thursday, will remain in effect for an initial period of 14 days. According to a release, the SOEs were once again declared in these parishes due to a spike in violence. Over the period January 1, 2023 to June 19, 2023, Westmoreland recorded the second highest number of murders across police divisions for the same period, with a total of 54 murders, a statement from the Office of the Prime Minister said. 14-year-old burn victim completes first surgery in the U.S. 14-year-old burn victim Akela Dunkley has successfully completed the first of many surgeries after being flown to the United States to receive much-needed medical treatment. Dunkley sustained third-degree burns during a gas explosion at her home in Burn Savannah, St. Elizabeth, last Friday. The teen was airlifted from Jamaica on Tuesday night to the Joseph M. Steele Burn Center in Atlanta, Georgia. Her father, Rump Eme Dunkley, has expressed optimism at her progress. She coming on, she progressing, because they did a surgery on her lower buttocks and it was successful. At first her temperature did drop, so the surgery did pause, but everything is alright now. Heart rate and temperature so far is okay, Dunkley said. The doctor said she will need multiple surgeries, so a lot more needs to be done, he added. The concerned father, who has been praying and sleeping by his daughter's bedside since her arrival at the hospital, has been given temporary housing at a cottage close to the hospital. He has been granted permission by the doctors to visit her anytime. Alleged Spanish Town bus park killer remanded. A St. Catherine man who is charged with the murder of another in the Spanish Town bus park was remanded to appear in the High Court Division of the Gun Court on July 18. The accused is 27-year-old Damian Shaw, otherwise called Yarrow and Daron of Spanish Town, St. Catherine. Shaw is charged with the murder of 26-year-old Jermaine Richards, otherwise called Derby, of Railway Property, Spanish Town. Shaw is also charged with using a prohibited weapon to commit a felony, possession of a prohibited weapon, and unauthorized possession of ammunition. Allegations are that, at about 4:30 p.m. on May 27, Richards was shot while inside the bus park. He was assisted to the Spanish Town Hospital, where he was admitted. He later succumbed to his injuries, and an investigation was launched, resulting in the arrest of Shaw. He was subsequently charged following a question and answer session. Westmoreland Police going after 22 gang members. The Westmoreland Police will be targeting 22 gang members who they say have been instrumental in the high incidence of crimes being committed in the parish. Westmoreland and St. James are under state of public emergency. The police in Westmoreland conducted a series of targeted operations in the parish on Friday in search of wanted men. Deputy Superintendent Adrian Hamilton speaking to reporters on Friday.
My name is Adrian Hamilton. I'm the Deputy Superintendent of Police in charge of operations for Westmoreland Police Division. And this afternoon we are here conducting a series of operations, targeted coordinate search, in an effort to apprehend some persons who we know have been involved in the recent uptick of violence right across the parish. Whilst we have seen the spread across the division in terms of serious crimes in last week, leading into this week as well, it has spread wide across the parish. However, we have been mostly focusing on a conflict with its origins in the Savlamar space and between a particular gang that is now fragmented. We have two persons who are currently in custody, and they are still influencing some of the criminal activities in the space. Those incidents that have been taking place in and around the town of Savlamar, we are adamant that we are not going to allow that to continue to happen. We have arrested some persons for murder in relation to recent activities and recent crimes that have been committed up to last week Saturday. We continue to pursue some others, and we are confident that we are going to bring some amount of respite for the communities within the Westmoreland Police Division, because that is our responsibility, and we are going to be fearless but objective in our pursuits of the accomplishment of these activities. We have also established some control points throughout the town, mainly of Savlamar. We have gotten good support as well from the Jamaica Defence Force, who continue to provide a stellar support for us. We have about 22 persons of the particular gang that we have mentioned that we are currently pursuing. Some have been arrested since the state of public emergency. Some were picked up. 3 significant persons in that gang were picked up during this afternoon's operation, and we are going to use all the tools that are available to us to ensure that these persons face the tribunal and have their day in court. So we continue, as I said, with this push. The men and women in the parish, personnel, police personnel, they are ready and ready to go. We'll provide the necessary guidance in terms of achieving these objectives, and we will not stop. So this is just the opening salvo in terms of our presence and dominance on the ground, and we will not stop. And I want to make this appeal now to the persons, and you know yourselves, some of these persons are no stranger to us or the courts. They have been charged for serious offences and granted bail, and they're out there and still committing these atrocities. And we are saying that the good people and the good citizens of this parish must prevail, no matter how long it takes. We will not be daunted. We are coming at these individuals, like I said, all the incidents, we know what is happening. Persons have been fingered, whether you are wanted, you are a criminal suspect or a person of interest, and that is the cohort of persons that we are going to be targeting and moving at in a very serious way for the next 14 days of the state of public emergency and beyond. So we'll not stop, and that is what we intend to do as police in the parish.
JBN will keep you informed. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.